This came through today and it hit me hard. It really, it's like a stab in the heart, punch in the gut kind of feeling. Like you just like, And you've heard these stories. I've heard these stories. I've known these stories. I've known people who've been in these, where the husband was gay and the wife was the beard, but unbeknownst to her. So she's trying so hard to make the marriage. She was in love with the person. She was in love with the man and thought they had a happy home, but she kept feeling the distance grow. She kept feeling all this stuff, and she kept trying to make the repairs and kept trying to work on herself. And it must be me. Let me fix me. All these things. And all the while, he had a lover on the side, right? He was gay. So he wasn't interested in her at all, ever. She was truly just, and what hit me, what broke my heart, because they put me in these scenarios so I could engage with the energy, so I was able to say me, you know how I talk like that, so that it's easier for me to engage with those energies when they do that, so I can understand them. So the way I was feeling it, and they put me in the woman's position was, and they had me engaging with the husband. So you didn't value me at all. You thought my life was worthless, that I wasn't worthy of real love, that you could use me as scrap, as waste. Here, let me use this piece of trash that's worthless. I could give a fuck that she's a soul and has her own life that she gets to enjoy and engage in. Let me place her here so I can live my happiness. Let me utilize that vessel. I'm going to use her. Fuck her. Fuck her. Fuck her. And if she spouts about anything, I'll murder her. I'll drag her. I'll say she's a piece of shit. I will destroy her. Right? Because I didn't tell you that part. At the end, when all this came about and she was going to leave, she was not telling on him. She wasn't like exposing him, but he was afraid she would. And because of that fear, he not only had stolen all those years from her, he had not only taken any chance of real love and happiness from her, but then he destroyed her character and buried her even further, treating her further like trash. And they had kids, by the way. So the mother of his children, because God forbid that, talk about the ego in that person. God forbid anybody see him. And it's like nobody even gave a fuck. But he did, because of the old stories in his mind, because the wounds in his body, because he wasn't healing. So he totally destroyed another. And that is exactly what we're talking about. Hurt people. And some hurt people will destroy another person. Right? If you see behind that mask, they will destroy you. And so it's like, don't help those who don't want to be helped, don't whatever. But in this instance, it was just so gut-wrenching because this woman had given her life. And really, she had real love for this person. This person had nothing for her. She was considered waste to this person. And just totally treated her like she was nothing. And thought he was some hero to give her nothing. It was like, oh, you didn't think she was valuable enough to be worthy of real love? And yes, of course, it's like, it sucks for everybody, right? It sucks that she didn't love herself more to figure it out sooner. But sometimes we don't get to. Like, sometimes it is just hidden all over the place. But then she had, I'm sure, to learn her own lessons. Well, what was I doing? Why was I accepting less? Was I looking at the potential? Many of us do that. Many women do that. We see the potential, so we invest, right? We invest our time, our love, ourselves into a man thinking, well, if he receives real love, he'll feel it. It'll heal his wounds, and he'll step up to the plate. And unfortunately, that's not how it works, right? Our own connection with unconditional love is what heals. Not somebody else's connection, not somebody else's love. Truly, I believe that. I know you'll hear differently, and it's not that we can't help one another, but if that person isn't doing that work and unlocking within, it doesn't matter. You're dumping into a bucket with a hole, So you're choosing to do that. So then that's probably the woman's lesson, which is another beat up, right? Like, so when you hear this story, it's like, this poor woman has been through the fucking ringer, And it's like plenty of lessons for her, but it's like, hasn't she had enough, right? When does she get the fill? Interesting I'm saying it that way, because now they're flashing to the previous message where, it's like she too was an angel, and she did just have to turn to God and be like, enough. Fix this. Lift me up and out. I deserve better than this. This isn't right. I came at all of this with pure intentions, with good heart. And this is it? No, I've learned the lessons. You're right. No more. No more less than. No more potential. No more possibilities. Make it right. Bring in the real. Oh, God. It's like you hear these stories all the time, but when they place me in the energies, oh God, it's like you had heart for those women. I mean, haven't you heard these stories? I mean, I have. I've heard these stories, and my heart always goes out to those women like, God damn. But we also judge. We also do. We tend to think, well, what the fuck? How could you not know? How could you whatever? And it's always hindsight's 2020, right? Because I'm sorry, they're literally flashing me some, I think they're famous couples, or at least I know of them. And it's like, when they're in the marriage and they're with the person, it's like you just think it's their mannerisms, or you just think it's how they are. You just think it's whatever. You don't pay as much mind. That's the whole point of a beard. They are a disguise, looking you away from what's actually happening. And then when the story comes out, you're like, oh, it's so obvious, right? Well, nobody's actually putting themselves in the position of the woman who is experiencing these things. And why would she want to look at her? She loves this person, right? She's not thinking to look at him in a negative light. She's in love with him. He convinced her. She, didn't have the hit of unconditional love maybe flooding her yet. So she resonated with that acceptance of that less than love, right? Oh God. There's so many of these different dynamics that happen all the time, but this one really just almost knocked me over, because it's like he had stolen like 20 years, and then he proceeded to destroy the next 20 years as he targeted her and her character and everything else, and tried to destroy her livelihood, everything. And it was like, what kind of prick is this? What kind of egotistical maniac? Is that a human? Is that a human at all? Or is that full on demon? No soul in there at all. And it's like you have to get away from those people, because they know nothing other than to destroy, to cause chaos, to tear down. And a lot of them, it's with a smile on their face. That's why they get away with it. They play the character of the nice guy, the good guy. They play the victim. Right? Like, oh, she drove me to it, or who knows what, but they play so innocent that people feel bad for them, not knowing the full picture, not able to step back and look at, these are human lives that we don't get to judge. And we certainly don't want to rip people down because of one-sided stories. We hear one side of the story and we tear the other person down. What the fuck is wrong with all of us? I tell people, it's like, mind your own business. And people always want to talk about others. People get upset with me. I've had this conversation with you guys so many times, but they do. And it's like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know the full story. Who cares? Don't we have better things to talk about? Don't we have our own lives to talk about? What's going on in our lives? What are we looking to do? What are we excited about? What are we working towards? Oh, it was a hit today. Okay.
Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.